Oh, hello. I'm bored. Today, we're starting on a long journey. Not that long, but a journey that's going to last 3 whole videos. It's really the whole point is the 3rd video, but we got to get there. So, today, we are making Char Siu. Char Siu? Char Siu? Char Siu? Chinese barbecue pork. Although we will be doing some minor adjustments, it won't look that same color because we're not using those ingredients. Specific ingredients are added to give it that that brighter, I guess pinkish color that you're used to seeing on your little pork. But I don't have this and I don't want to use red food dye, but it's fine. It's still gonna be pork. It's still gonna be saucy. It's still gonna be tasty. It's just not gonna be as red. Also, this is something I have made before. Not this exact style. Last time I made it, it was an overnight marinade, but the roasting, it was maybe like an hour. And it was like basting every 20 minutes. This time we're doing a slow roast. We're gonna do the initial burst of heat, get up to temp. Then we're doing low and slow for like 3-ish hours. We don't want them to be like fall apart kind of deal. We want them to have a little like structure. But if we accidentally pass over to they just kind of fall apart, it's not a huge loss. So either way, it's gonna be tasty. It just won't be presented as nice. Also, the one I made previously came out really good. It was quite tasty. It was super fast because it was like we went for like thinner strips. It was like a little guy, and we just basted every 15 and flipped it. That one came out good. And because we had to marinate it overnight, we're gonna send it to past me. Take it past me. Hello, future me. We're gonna make the marinade first. Then we're gonna trim a little bit of the fat off the pork, and we're gonna marinate the meat, and then we're gonna go back to the present. First step, we have 200 grams of light soy sauce. We got the light soy sauce, not the dark. I don't know if this is gonna be big enough, but we gotta start somewhere. 150 grams of hoisin sauce, 50 grams of oyster sauce, 75 grams of Shaoxing cooking wine, 1 tablespoon of sesame oil. The recipe calls for toasted, but I don't have it. 5 grams of white pepper and 3 grams of Chinese 5-spice. We have 15 grams of ginger and garlic, both fresh. 100 grams of white sugar. Look at this little cocktail. This last one we're going to bring it down here for 50 grams of red bean curd. Now that it's done, and all of its brown and not red glory, we're going to put some on the side for tomorrow. The rest will be for marinating right now. Now to the most important part, the meat. So we got some pork butt, is what I asked for, because that's all I had. The recipe calls for pork collar, but they didn't have any. Pork options here are a little limited in the butcher department. The only things I had were like a few frozen things. The fact that I got a pork butt, still very shocked. It also looks really good, and you cut it and it's super thick. Oh, and it's bone-in, so another bonus step for us later, but I'm not worried about it. I already have a plan of how I'm gonna cut it. I'll show you. We also have to do a light trim of the meat. So let me glove up. This is our guy. It's a big boy. Pretty thick, because we got the bone right here. Once I'm done baking it, I'm going to cut along the line and then cut this into strips. So this will be my strips. These 2 little delicious pockets are going to be for the other things, which we will talk about at the end of this video. But I'm going to trim the first layer of fat around the outside. I want some fat, but not that much, you know? And mostly fat. Got a little meat there, but that's fine. We'll live. That's it. That's all we're doing. So this is going into a bag. Okay, this one, I'm just gonna... So yeah, not too much. Just kind of wanted to... I'm going to agitate them tonight before bed, and then right in the morning. We will see you tomorrow around lunch, because these will braise for a few hours. I'm putting in the fridge in a container, just in case, and with the top facing out. Back to me. Take it, future me. Thanks, past me. We got him right here, marinated all night. I went in there, massaged him, gave him a little aggressive poking action. Oven is preheated. We have our oven set to 325 F or 163C. So first out, we're going to cook them at 325 for 30 minutes, and then we're going to cut the heat down a little bit and then keep them there for another like 3 to 4 hours. Because I don't have a big enough pan, because these things are huge, I'm going to divide these up one bag per dish because I cannot fit all 4 in this thing, and we're not overlapping at all. I set a timer, 30 minutes. 30 minutes are up. We're going to put the oven down to 225 F or 107C. And then we'll see in another 3 hours. All right, it's been 3 hours. We're going to take a quick peek, see where we're at. They look like just regular pork chops when you don't have the dyes. They're pretty tender. And the fat, you just glide right through it. You can just twist it off. All right, well, I guess we're trying this. No effort whatsoever. Still holds up structurally. Yeah, wow, okay. Yeah. Oh, that's delicious. Well, first, I'm going to get the rice going now, because that's farther along than I thought it was going to be. Oh my god, it's so tender. Still got a light, like, little bite to it, so it's not, like, completely melt in your mouth, but goddamn, does it melt in your mouth. Marinade really comes through. It's so tasty. Also, considering how tender it was, I don't think how I cut it matters one bit. So, yeah, I was planning to have it in for another hour, but we're going to take it out in 30. Well, then we're going to baste it, broil it, cut it, and eat it. We're going to heat up our glaze, and then we're going to add 100 grams of maltose. Never used it before, but it's going to help it thicken, give us that nice, perfect glazed coating that we want. And we're going to warm it up a little, and we're just going to paint this all over our pork before we broil it to give it that nice, perfect char. Apparently this stuff's a little tricky and very sticky. Not red sauce in the pot. And apparently just cold water. Oh yeah, wow, this is weird. Very strange. Okay, that was 26. Let's do it again. Perfect. Get it off my hand immediately. And make sure it doesn't go in the sink and get stuck on stuff. Because God knows. I ordered this last night because I forgot to, and it actually showed up. Apparently you can use honey as a substitute for this, just to help give it that glazed, tacky, sticky feeling. But we're going to see how this works. And all we're doing with this is melt to incorporate, nothing else. Okay, we have carefully a little sheet pan with a little rack on it. I know it ain't visually pretty, but I assure you, like, the pieces I've tasted already are fantastic. Melting the glaze right now. We're going to aggressively green brush it on. It's incorporated. It's like I didn't even add giant globs of sticky. So we're going to bring it down here. Drippy coat. We're going to do one side at a time, not two, just because I don't want to run out. Because we have to go in 2 batches. Give extra drips. Make sure we get the sides. I honestly expected it to be a little thicker. Okay, now we're going to broil them as close as the top you can get. Let's get these in there. And we'll give you a show in a sec. I can't even fit them on the top row because there's not enough space. So we're going to just let those rip for about 4.5 minutes. And then we're going to spin the pan. After like another 1.5 minutes, we're going to flip them and then baste the other side. Just to give it even crunchy, delicious bits. Ooh, look at that sizzle. Let's flip the pan. Okay. Oh, it smells amazing. Right now, we're working on the second batch. Nice and glazed. Okay, now using 2 spatulas you don't care about. Gonna go in. Gingerly. Flip. Blast it with the second half of this. This looks amazing. It smells so good. Ooh, look at that. Now we unfortunately have to let it rest. So we're gonna do that. Sad. I don't know why, but I grabbed one of my little baby knives. Just get the bone out of the way. Got a little niblet on the end. Dude, that's so good. I worried I overcooked it and that it would just be like turned into Chinese pulled pork. Which sounds amazing actually, but it's still got chew. Broiling the glaze makes it next level. It's so good. It's for sure some of the best Chinese pork I've had in a long time. Wow. Look at these little nuggets. Oh, so easily falls off the bone. Ooh. Okay, now we're gonna make some strips. I'm glad it still holds together. I should be using something better than a plastic fork, but whatever. All right, we're finally ready to plate. So we're just having rice and pork today, no greens. The bok choy didn't look good at, well, Walmart, so obviously. It's been a day in the making. But also, since I made so much, we're gonna use these leftovers tomorrow and the day after. So tomorrow we're gonna make fried rice, pork fried rice. And then Friday, we're making pork egg rolls. We bought the wrappers, we're making the filling. We already made the pork. So enough of what's to come. Let's make our bowl. The bok choy would go here. But yeah, finally here. Steaming hot. Success. Broiling after the slow roasting just elevates it so much. It's crazy. And it made it look better too. It went from pretty sad looking gray pork to a beautiful little chop. They look good. They're right there. That's why I'm looking over there. Plenty of leftovers. We got uses for it. So that's all I got for this one. Thank you for watching, and I'm gonna go eat. Stay bored. I'll see you in the next one.